Ready for the back step? Needle to the bottom of the C. Half step to the back, cross the hips and waist, firm down, lift off, swipe down. One hand comes up in the center, two hands come up, then your foot, stretch that knee out, flash arms. Okay? So we're going to shuttle to the left. Shuttle to the left. Sit back, shuttle to the right. Is that right? Shuttle to the right, shuttle to the left. Now, okay? What do we do to go to the bottom of the C? Take the half step, set up the right hand, weight on the back, so therefore the tip of your toe of your front foot, you're going to come across this way. What are you going to do? Come across this way. Swipe the guy this way, but at the same time, go down. What are we going to do? Set it up, weight on the back, heavy on the back, light on the front, set it up, left hand sorta in line with your hip, of the opposite hip, left hand opposite to the right hip. This guy's going to go down like this. How is it going to go down like this? Actually, a little hunch and then go down. A little hunch and go down, but not straight down, on a little angle, okay? At the same time, this guy helps you drop and swipes. How? Helps you drop and swipe. So that the end motion, this hand comes back to this way, almost like a brush knee, okay? So setting it up, and the front foot has to come down. What does it have to do? Set it up, and lift and down. One more time. Set it up, and down. One more time. Last time, I promise. Set it up, and down. Okay, good. So you found what taxing, huh? On the back leg or back knee or the back front or whatever. Everything is kind of achy, okay, because that's not something we use in normal activity. So it was something like this. It was something like this. So when this guy gets stacked, it's already pretty much stacked because this front foot is weightless, okay, it's a placeholder. This guy is 45, and you set it up this way, it comes down. And it doesn't come down this way, because it'll make me go down this way, but it goes on an angle, okay, on a slant. Okay, getting to your opponent. Okay, you know, I look at this class and I say, you know, I know all of you and I know how much you can do, and I always end up picking up on this particular cluster of movements because I feel that all the rest of the movements aside from this cluster are passable. They're pretty good. Not saying they're top-notch, but this area is the stuff that needs a lot more work. But it's going to be over a space of time because you're going to have to intake it, you're going to have to strengthen everything. And if you look at my video of what, Victor, 2007 or something, it was nowhere, you know, near to what this is. But you compare it with somebody else. But, you know, you don't really compare. But there's always room to improve or refine or understand a little bit better, then make your body do that, okay, or try to do that. Also, it's really good because we talk about our 10 principles and we sort of laid it out for you. But in doing serpent, what are you doing? You're stacking, that means you're grounding yourself and obeying gravity. And then you're turning, what are you doing? Spinning on that axle. And the top matches the top, the hand that comes down, matches that bottom. And then what? You're gonna come out, You're going to stretch, and as this guy is hooking, what are you going to do? Adjust this guy, come this way, and then when you finally spin out again, you're on the cable, you're going to have to spin on that axle as you come up, center yourself, and come up. Golden cockerel, right? So if you take that apart and if you really logically go through your principles, you're doing all of that. So that in a nutshell is what Tai Chi is. Then once you get something like this and you do your other movements, you say, hey, I am spinning, I am shifting, and I am matching my top with my bottom, vice versa, okay? All right, let's do something easy now. Let's go cloud hands, okay? Watch how I do cloud hands, okay? So we said it's a crab walk. We said we're like at faces of the clock, the face of the clock rather. And we said that we should never raise our shoulders just because the top hand says it's higher up. Everything is dropped so that your feet feel heavier. So when I'm doing this, I'm grounded here. When I lift and put this, I still am grounded. But once I pass the 12, the weight shifts. Then that 9 o'clock foot can be weightless, right? Oftentimes my 12 o'clock, the bottom hand lags. What do I mean? I advance the top hand at 12, but this guy is dragging. But ideally, this guy should be here. And what? Turning of the hips and waist. Turning of the hips and waist. So if you're not sure if you're turning your hips and waist, keep your feet stable. Turn the hips and waist. The more I turn, the more my hands get out there. But we're not looking at that far, but making the point that if you turn your hips and waist, it's sort of, and then I was very, you know, when I started teaching 13 years ago, I said, I never want to, I'll put in a positive, I always wanted to keep what my master taught us and never forget the form. But I also remembered that when he used his instructions and I got the translation, that the bottom hand was as if it were holding a cup. And then I got to thinking, and then Ken and I were talking, and I decided that I'm going to change it. So this is how I've changed it. I come to my 12 o'clock, then I sort of form my cup just before I change the position of my hand. So why did I do that? I just felt that once I have this cup here, this shoulder was not raised, but it wasn't relaxed. So I said, you know, clouds are floating. So I'm just gonna let my body dangle a little bit more, and I'm fine with that. So I'm just passing that on to you. But I really want to impress upon you, because I have it in perfect examples where experienced students all of a sudden decide, I'm going to be the perfect cloud. Do you see what I did? I not only forgot about the flexing of my knee, and I'm fully weighted on 2 feet, but my shoulder went up. Whereas this is cloud hands. I'm not exaggerating where my shoulders are. This is my normal stance. The shoulders are dropped. So my foot that's holding the weight feels even heavier, as well as the foot that doesn't have weight is even lighter because this is dropped. Okay? So can we try that as a drill, okay? So left hand on the top, right hand on the bottom. Okay, open. 1, 12 o'clock. Then you ask yourself, are you using your hips and waist? Are you soft on your hand and doing away with the cup somewhat? Okay, let's go the other way. So you saw that you had to use your hips and waists, otherwise your core was not engaged and it was merely a hand motion. If you're in level 24, we want to get away from hands. We want to use the whole body. We want to strengthen our core. Okay, and out into infinity, beyond the tips of your fingers. They shouldn't be studying your fingers. The glance is beyond the tip of the top hand fingers. Other way. Okay? How do you get out to 3? You moved your hips and waists. How are you going to get out to 9? Turn the hips and waists. Shift the weight. Spiral on that axle. Open. Shift the weight gradually. Bear down. Turn the hips and waists. Open. Middle. Don't let that hand run away from you. Keep it synchronized. Don't hunch over, but don't arch your back. Are your shoulders relaxed and down? The other way now. Turn the hips and waists. So the emphasis, turning the hips and waists. And the bottom matches by opening or closing. So if at the end of this routine you feel that Tai Chi is soft, warm and fuzzy, and meditative, most likely you are relaxed. Okay? And that is the nature of Tai Chi. The other way. Okay, opposites. Flip and close that opposite. Turn the hips and waists. Okay, short one. Okay, just stand there. How are you going to get out to 3? Turn the hips and waists. Do not reach out there with your hands. Turn the hips and waists. Okay, let's turn it all the way and get to 4 o'clock. Turn, 5 o'clock, good. Okay, what? Turn out to 7 o'clock, almost at 6. So what are we saying? What are we proving? Our hips and waists are engaged. If our hips and waists are driving our movement, more than likely our core is working. Okay? Let's undo that now. Let's just use our hands, okay? This is wrong. Let's use our hands, okay? Use your hands. How do you use your hands? You can do anything with your scrambled your eggs, okay? But this time we're gonna do it in a form. We're gonna use only hands to do cloud hands, okay? Let's see how well we can do it. Hey, I can do it without even moving my waist. What about you? So good. So you found that in the experiment where we merely did our hands, we reached out to our numbers. We could keep the sky stable. But you also found that when you move the hips and waists and you just use the hands, there's something not connected. We were not using our body in the optimal way. We were not using the energy that we have in a coordinated, connected way. In that, if we put the hips and waists and the core together, the hands just float. Right? But once we did away with our hips, it became merely an arm motion. I'm not even using my core. You also saw that when I used my hips and waists and I was only putting my emphasis on my hands, this guy was just swaying for the reason of just swaying, and this guy was just swaying because it wanted to. but nothing was engaged back here. But once we put a third layer on and we say, it's hands, hips, back, that's helping us to move. I could say a fourth thing, the fourth thing being processing through my mind. What is it that I'm doing? Where is it that I'm supposed to be looking? Okay? So, Tai Chi can be done in many levels, okay? Superficially, which is fine because you're stepping into something new. Then gradually you say to yourself, what is my body doing to make it more efficient?
Cloud hands is sort of an elegant movement. It's the quintessential Tai Chi movement. If you go down the street and you see somebody doing this, you say, man, it's sort of weird, but it looks beautiful, right? It must be Tai Chi, okay? And so it's sort of a paradox. We're teaching you martial arts based, but we're trying to be nice and gentle. But this stuff, and it looks so elegant. So elegant. But yet, you can just say, this one, grabs the guy, turns him this way. So this has it's block, and even when you're moving your feet, you know, from here, shift your body. Bring your body together. And just before you open your block, you set yourself. You set yourself. Whether you're coming here just to sort of come along for the ride and you're going to do your turnaround and you're going to go this way. But in actuality, you're here, you're watching, you're trying to block this person. Or you're trying to grab him after you block him. But because he's so powerful and you have to deflect him, you use your legs and you turn your body. You see? Yeah. He's going to kick you, so you come from here, whoa, I got to watch this. So it's elegant, but from a martial arts standpoint, it can be very, very powerful. You use everything. You use here, you use this, you use this. All of those things happen. And yet, once you learn it, we want you to deliberately relax. That's the other benefit, health-wise, mentally, for your Tai Chi. It allows you to just float along. Float along. And they tell you, if you read up in Tai Chi, depending on the dialect, they refer to it as song. Or in the Cantonese, it's sung. Relax. You have to relax. Okay, and that's what we would like to get to you. The only reason why I explain the martial arts is just to say derivation, and there is a rationale behind why you move in a particular way. I want to introduce something also which just in my recent readings, although you hear it dabbling here and there, but there's a man named Ching Man Ching who was a disciple of Yang Cheng Fu. But he would state, or stated to his students apparently, there are 3 treasures in Tai Chi. And this is just one aspect of it. But this has to do with how to have and maintain proper posture. And the first is this thing called the bubbling well. And for a while I said, what's the bubbling well? And then it has to do with footing. And they locate the, quote, bubbling well or bubbling spring as the point between the ball of your foot and the side of your foot near the front, but just in the back, sort of like in the hollow of your foot. And this is where you, when you come down, whatever posture, you're down like this, and you're sitting down, you're planting your feet, you're rooting your feet. These are the bubbling spring is the point at which you're trying to root. Imagine in your mind that you are sinking. They talk about sinking, they talk about rooting, and they talk about just sinking, getting down. But you're trying to get your foot as firmly on the ground. So you do that. And the second treasure is the dantian here. So you align that one here with the foot there. And then the third is the imagery of your head is suspended. So it's very, very light. And if you can practice that, it's a very interesting phenomenon. I've been trying to practice that. It's almost like taking an inventory. The minute I shift this way, I'm thinking here, here, here. The minute I shift to this way, here, here, here. Where am I? When I turn, I'm even doing that. I'm thinking, where's my foot? Is it lined up with my dantian? Is it lined up with the string in my head? And it really helps in terms of helping you. Otherwise, sometimes you get up with a kick and you start to wobble. If you can firm your footing, foot, dantian, head, up, out, okay? Takes a little practice, you gotta go through the litany.
Put on your dancing shoes, young 24. We have enough time. Complete, okay? Here we go. Young 24, ready? Good Tai Chi posture. Commencing form, shift weight, open, rotate, deep breath, reverse, make yourself small, part the wild horse's mane, out and to the side, 1, sit back, out, wall, 2, sit back, out, shift weight, turn on that axle, 3, half step, hold your ball, spin, glance, lift off, white crane, drop bisect, swirl back, look back, all together, brush knee 1, sit back, twist out, set it up, brush knee 2, sit back, out, swirl, glance, all together, 3, half step, sit back, rock the front, play your lute on the heel, center, glance, all together, ear, lift, toe, heel, pivot on the front, meet, repulse monkey 1. Center, glance, lift, all together, and repulse. 2. Center, glance, all together, meet, 3. Center, glance, lift, all together, modify that foot, and final. Hold your ball. We're going to first ward off, pause and reposition. Use the power of your core to sit back. Use your power of the core to push the energy. And separate and roll back, push down. Use your core, never your hands. Sit back, twist, hold your ball, out L, ward off and pause, turn the hips and waist, roll down the bird still. Spiral in and out, use the energy that you stored well. Sit back, twist, 12, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, shift weight, hook, out across the face, push out, single weight. Drop the shoulders, sit back, twist, 12, 3, cloud hands, relax, concentrate, Don't let anything disturb you. Last one. Watch that top hand, hook it, T-step it, out L, second single rib. Half step, sit back, pat your horse. Cross, step out, expansive circle, heel, gather energy center, kick out, right, in, L stance, tuck the elbows, expansive circle, double punch. Sit back, open the fingers all the way, left hand, left foot up. Kick out on an angle, in, set up the hands, split, down, turn that hip, halfway, veer to the left, adjust the back foot, come up and out, golden cockerel. Toe, spin, hook, split, down, turn the hip, halfway, adjust the back foot, set, spin out, shift weight, down, golden cockerel. Heel, hold your ball, heel, spin, hands go for the ride, shuttle there, flip up. Sit back, wrist out, ball, heel, spin, turn the hips and waist, shuttle there. Half step to the back, set up that right hand, over the top, down to the bottom, to see on an angle. One hand, two hands, foot, stretch out that knee, flash, arm, sink down, sit back, twist, fist, spin out, deflect, bring it in, parry, punch. Strip the guy off of you, roll back, push him down, push him up, push him out. Twist, open, in, embrace, move over, rotate up, bring him in, push him out. Drop the shoulders, tuck the elbows, make yourself small, flex your knees as you nod. Close your form. Commencing form, shift weight, open, rotate, deep breath, reverse, make yourself small, part the wild horse's mane, out and to the side, one, sit back, out, wall, two, sit back, out, shift weight, turn on that axle, three, half step, hold your ball, spin, glance, lift off, white crane. Drop, bisect, swirl back, look back, all together, brush knee one, sit back, twist out, set it up, brush knee two, sit back, out, swirl, glance, all together, three, half step, sit back, rock the front, prelude on the heel, center, glance, all together, ear, lift, toe, heel, pivot on the front, meet, repulse monkey one. Center, glance, lift, all together, and repulse two. Center, glance, all together, meet, three. Center, glance, lift, all together, modify that foot, and final. Hold your ball. We're going to first ward off, pause and reposition. Use the power of your core to sit back. Use your power of the core to push the energy. And separate and roll back, push down. Use your core, never your hands. Sit back, twist, hold your ball, out L, ward off and pause, turn the hips and waist, roll down the bird stick. Spiral in and out. Use the energy that you stored well. Sit back, twist 12, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, shift weight, hook, out across the face, push out, single whip. Drop the shoulders, sit back, twist, 12, 3, cloud hands, relax, concentrate, don't let anything disturb you. Last one. Watch that top hand, hook it, T-step it, out L, second single whip. Half step, sit back, pat your horse. Cross, step out, expansive circle, heel, gather energy center, kick out, right, in, L stance, tuck the elbows, expansive circle, double punch. Sit back, open the fingers all the way, left hand, left foot up. Kick out on an angle, in, set up the hands, split, down, turn that hip, halfway, veer to the left, adjust the back foot, come up and out, golden cockerel. Toe, spin, hook, split, down, turn the hip, halfway, adjust the back foot, set, spin out, shift weight, down, golden cockerel. Heel, hold your ball, heel, spin, hands go for the ride, shuttle there, flip up. Sit back, wrist out, ball, heel spin, turn the hips and waist, shuttle there. Half step to the back, set up that right hand, over the top, down to the bottom of the C on an angle. One hand, two hands, foot, stretch out that knee, flash, arm, sink down, sit back, twist, fist, spin out, deflect, bring it in, parry, punch. Strip the guy off of you, roll back, push him down, push him up, push him out. Twist, open, in, embrace, move over, rotate up, bring him in, push him out. Drop the shoulders, tuck the elbows, make yourself small, touch your knees as you now. Finish your form. Okay, good job. See you next time.